Hollow Maze.
If you have the spokesperson to the Senate President, what will you have him done as his opening speech on this live radio broadcast? What would be your first words, aside the fact that I've told you maybe you were late?
It's my pleasure to be here.
Thank you.
I have followed Hello Mess on radio for quite a while.
Right.
And I must commend you guys that you are doing a very good job
in
deepening democracy in Nigeria and highlighting what is going on, at the legislature, especially the National Assembly, and more importantly, the 10th Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Like you said in your introduction, I'm Special Assistant Media and Communication to the President of the 10th Senate, His Excellency Chief Dr. Godswill Akpabio GCON, and he's the Chairman of the National Assembly. And I would say that the legislature is what differentiates democracy and an authoritarian regime. During military governance, you have the executive, and you also have the legislature functioning. The only thing they abrogate is the legislature. There is no lawmaking arms. In fact, they combine the executive combine itself and have like in the military era, they have the Supreme Military Council, which serves as an executive and as a lawmaking body. So the only thing that differentiates democracy and authoritarian regime is the parliament. There must be a parliament, and in Nigeria we operate a bicameral legislature. That is, the House of Reps is the lower house, then the Senate is the upper chambers. And these two legislative houses have their different functions.
Interesting. Now, I love that you have a broadcast. What we do is to educate, inform, and entertain. Now, if I have you in the building, I would do justice to some of the reservations Nigerians have had as regards to your board. So we would be centering on achievements, challenges, and prospects. Now, this is the point at which I would want to ask. This is second year already that they are on as the #1 personality when it comes to the Red Chamber. What can you tell us? Are you satisfied with the level of performance your boss has put up for these 2 years?
It's not just about my boss, the Senate President, but about the 10th Senate as a whole.
Yes,
and all in all, I will say that they have done exceedingly well. At his inauguration on June 13, 2023, in his inauguration speech, the President of the Senate assured Nigerians that every legislation that they will make, every legislation that the National Assembly will make, will be geared towards, improving the lives of the citizens of Nigeria, will be geared towards, improving the well-being of the citizens of this country. And I think so far, so good. The 10th Senate has done exceedingly well. They have promulgated, or let me not use that word because it belongs to the military era. They have made legislation that have improved the well-being of the people of Nigeria, which is what they voted to do in the first instance.
And I wonder about the 10th Senate with your boss as the #1. Would you highlight some of the achievements you had that can make some clarification to Nigerians who are possibly feeling this particular Senate is a rubber stamp?
Unfortunate that if people have that impression, but I know, because I'm a Nigerian too, that people tend to focus, or people tend to cheer and clap for the legislature when they are engaged in a fight with the executive. But should this always be the case? Should we measure the achievement of a legislature with the with the number of fights that they engage with the executive. But I know that, the legislature exists, to act as check and balances for the executive. And it is in this regard, like I said, the 10th Senate has done exceedingly well.
Okay.
The legislature must not always engage the executive in a fight before you look at what they have done, which I will highlight here, and you see that in fact, since 1999, I dare say that the present Senate, the 10th Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, has churned out legislation that have impacted on lives, that have impacted on the well-beings of Nigeria. And I think that is what the legislature is for. It's not to fight the executive, or in fact, His Excellency, the Senate President, said that they were not elected and given gloves so that they will go into the ring and start fighting the executive. And in any case, why would you fight an executive that you belong to the same political party? Much as you act as check and balances, which they have done, through various interventions. The important thing is, what you have done, have they impacted on the well-being of Nigeria? That is what Nigerians should use, not the number of fights. And in any case, when you talk about being a rubber stamp Senate, that's not entirely correct.
Okay.
Like you may have known, the present Senate has had occasions to veto some decisions of the executive. Like during the last ministerial screening,
Yes.
they turned down some nominees of the president. The Senate did a very good job.
So how do we have this?
Why we have that is, before, I may need to educate Nigerians on the process of screening.
Yes, cousin.
The Senate screens for competence.
Okay.
The Senate does not visit each school that a ministerial nominee claims to have attended to verify their certificates. Right. That is not the job of the Senate. Before a nominee appears at the Senate,
yes, cousin,
the Senate already has a security report. He may have been screened by various the relevant security agencies, and they will submit their reports to the Senate. So it is the report of the security agencies that the Senate work on. The Senate does not have an apparatus of moving. If you say you worked at the XYZ company, the Senate will go there and confirm. Or if they said you attended the university of this, the Senate will go there and confirm. Did this person attend this university, or did you issue him this certificate? That is not the job of the Senate. It is the relevant security agencies that do that, and they submit the report even before the nominee appears before the Senate. So the job of the Senate at that point is to screen the nominee. They look at their background, they look at their competence. Would this person be able to function as a minister of the Federal Republic? Does he have the requisite knowledge, the requisite competence to function as a minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria? That's what the Senate does. Right. So you won't blame the Senate if if a nominee presents a false document. It is assumed that this should have been detected by security agencies before they submit their reports to the Senate in the first place.
I believe you are satisfied on the flip side of the radio with that speaks for him. Now let's look at some of the perspectives that I think you would want to talk about the achievement of this 10th Senate.
The 10th Senate has done quite a lot.
Okay.
Like I said, the legislation that they have thrown out have had impact on the Nigerian people. People should not forget that it was the 10th Senate. It was the 10th Senate that made a law that led to the increase of the minimum wage of the workers. That was an intervention by the 10th Senate. They made that minimum wage law, which today the average Nigerian worker, no matter his qualification, would not earn less than 70,000 naira. Some states pay over 100 and something thousand, but that was from the National Assembly.
Though that's another one that a cousin who is listening to us now would still want to hold reservations. Talk on the side effects of this particular.
No, I can say for sure that there is no civil servant that works with the federal government that earns less than 70%.
Okay.
That is a certainty.
All right.
I can challenge anybody on that. But even beyond that,
yes, cousin,
the job of the legislature is to make the laws. The implementation is not for the legislature; it's the executive that implements the law.
Right.
I know that some states have had challenges, but some others, have even taken it beyond the 70,000 naira minimum wage, and they have upped the ante. Some states are paying over 100,000 naira to the least paid worker. Even if you are a cleaner in the office, you are not supposed to earn less than 70,000 naira. And so it is also the job of the Nigerian Labour Congress to take it up and make sure that the interests of the workers are protected, whether they are in the private sector, like you said, or in the government, or in the government establishment. But one I am saying as a certainty is that the National Assembly made the minimum wage law, which has come into effect, and the least Nigerian worker should not earn less than 70%.
Interesting.
Yes. Now, I hope that there is also the Nigerian Student Loans Fund.
Was it open to everybody?
Yes, it's open to everybody as far as you are in a public school, as far as you have admission into a university, and there have been many testimonies to that effect. Right. That law was made by the National Assembly.
Right.
That Nigerian students, Nigerians should not be denied the opportunity on account of lack of funds. If you have an admission to the university, a valid admission to you apply, go to their website of NELFund and apply, and you'll be surprised. You don't need any connection. You don't need to know anybody, and you'll be awarded the loan scheme, which you are expected to pay many years after graduation when you are gainfully employed. But this has made education, it has expanded the scope of education and made education more accessible, especially to the indigent students. And we have had so many testimonies of how students would have dropped out of school, but because of this intervention, they pay the fees. The fees are paid directly to the schools, and the fund also make available a monthly stipend to the students, at least to keep body and soul together. Because this is revolutionary. It has never happened.
I heard that.
But because of the responsiveness of the present Senate, of the present National Assembly to the plight of indigent students, and they say that nobody should be denied the right to access to education on account of indigency. So if you are an indigent student and you are admitted in a Nigerian university, a public Nigerian university, whether state university or federal university, you apply and get your education going.
Cousin, that's the perspective.
This has been very impactful.
I love the concept under your principle of experience.
No, I have not finished.
Okay. He loves to go on this achievement.
Yes, let me add.
Don't add one.
Let me add to that.
Okay.
The present Senate also created the regional development commissions. You have the Southeast Development Commission, South-South Development Commission, Southwest Development Commission, North Central Development Commission, Northwest Development Commission, and Northeast Development Commission.
Yes, cousin.
One was created during the previous administration, but the present 10 Senate has created 5 development commissions. The impact of this is that it will take development to the grassroots to complement the efforts of the state government in bringing amenities, to the rural areas, in providing empowerment to the rural people, in facilitating infrastructural developmental projects, in a one fell swoop. 5 development commissions were created by the present National Assembly.
Okay.
If that does not amount to to big impact. I wonder what else, because this will make it possible for the person at the grassroots, the person in my village, in Akpabio State, to feel the impact of governance. To feel that they've not been abandoned. Because when you talk about governance, you look at Abuja. You may not be able to reach Abuja from my village, but you have the local government structure, and you have the regional development commission, like in our case, the South Development Commission, that will complement the effort of the federal and state government and drive development at the grassroots.
Harlow Mays, parliamentary advocacy and journalism redefined.